Have you heard of the idea and concept of contrarian thinking? Now, contrarian thinking is this idea that if everybody goes to north, somebody challenges that and say, hey, we probably don't have to go to north and we can take a look at south. Or maybe you know this thing that everybody goes to one option and you stand at the edge and say, probably that's not the best option for all of us. Now, contrarian thinking is not so popular, especially in coaching or in a service industry or where you need to deal with a lot of customers or it's a face-to-face or I would say a close hand-in-hand kind of business. But did you know that I am one person who strongly believes that to thrive in coaching profession, you need to have a contrarian thinking. So if you want to be challenged about it, if you want to know more about contrarian thinking in the profession of life coaching and what it can do for you to finally scale and grow your business, then stay tuned for this episode. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. We're still on a runway of our 100 Days Life Coaching Toolkit Mastery Challenge here in my YouTube channel. And I'm doing this to help fellow coaching professionals to start, grow, and thrive their coaching business. And if you are also one person and you have been on the Bay and you're looking at what life coaching can do for you, maybe this episode is something that would excite you and will push you to the limit to try something that you have never tried before. So let's dive in. Welcome back to our 100 Days Life Coaching Toolkit Mastery Challenge. You are joining me now for episode 84. So if you are new to the concept of contrarian thinking, so contrarian thinking is this idea or practice or response of someone who is not going where everybody is going. Okay? So this is a kind of personality, a kind of opinion, a kind of response or a kind of posture or statue or kind of practice and principle where you don't have to go where everybody is going and you don't have to do what everybody is doing and you don't have to conform to what is set already by culture. Now, in my own terms, in my own language, I have this so-called permission-free economy. So if you are new to my space, if we are meeting for the first time, I am Master Coach A. I'm a coaching entrepreneur and I'm the founder and creator of Life Coach Philippines International. I also own my own academy that serves the coaching professionals, the coaching industry, Master Coach A Professional Training and Development Services. And this is a CPD accredited company and we offer co-actively co-create life coach certification program for individuals who are interested to become a professional certified life coach. I also have founded a coaching hub. It's a coffee shop, okay, but we don't serve just coffee, okay? So we have a coffee shop, a coaching hub, and a home of coaching professionals here in the country. If you are crossing borders with me, I am from the Philippines. Okay, so in these conversations, I'd like to share with you this thing that calls contrarian thinking. And in my space, just as I said, I call it permission-free economy, where I don't need somebody's permission for me to do what I need to do in my profession. I don't need somebody's permission to for me to try what I needed to do in my practice. But I understand that not everybody are like me. Okay, so by the way, this is a 100 Days Life Coaching Toolkit Mastery Challenge. And my toolkit for today is, which you can snag for free, by the way, is Contrarian Thinking 101 Challenge. It means, okay, I'm going to challenge you in this toolkit to think the other way around or see things in another perspective, because probably that would push you not to the limit, but that would push closed doors in your life, okay? So specifically in these conversations, I'd like to share 3 things and 3 areas where you can benefit from a contrarian thinking, okay? So I am a product of this, so I'm going to be talking from my own experience, and I've been teaching my students about this, and I know that this works, okay? Number 1 is the idea of you don't have, or you don't need an education, another training, or a certification course to become a coach, all right? So Sure, okay, I understand. If you are in that post, if you are in that spectrum, you're saying that you are an expert, you have an experience, you have achieved a lot in your life, bang, 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 and all of these things. And so, why do I need to study? Why do I need to get another training and go back to number one? Why do I have to start as if I have not accomplished anything in my life? Hold it. Okay, so here's where the contrarian thinking will come in. Okay, sure, you have achieved something in life, but okay, just like anything in life, you need to see that anything new that you're gonna be double on for good and for real, you need training. Okay, so I'm gonna push that a bit, and I'm gonna be saying not any training will do. Okay, so think about it. Life coaching is the second fastest growing industry. And when I entered the profession in 2017, the average rate of a life coach globally is about $200 per hour, okay, per hour. So roughly plus minus during that 2017, that's about 10,000 pesos. So $200 US dollar is equivalent to 10,000 pesos. Now, okay, as I'm doing this video, it's about 12,000 pesos plus minus depending on the exchange rate. So you're going to be thinking about this for a moment. If you are looking into shifting gear and or trying or doubling a profession, and you are looking at a profession that gives you about, okay, 10,000 to 12,000 peso per hour rate, do you really believe that you can enter the professions and with just no training or free training or just a certificate? I mean, think about it for a moment, okay? And this is where a lot of coaches fail in the professions, or a lot of professionals fail in the professions. It doesn't mean that you don't have what it takes to win. It doesn't mean that you don't have what it takes to survive or to thrive in this business. It's just that you are so stiff-necked to see that the profession is a profession. What does it mean? It's a real profession, dude. It's real, okay? So it's a profession. This is the second fastest growing industry in the world. It is a profession with art. This is a profession with science. This is legit. And therefore, you cannot enter the profession, okay, and expect to thrive if you're not going to put an investment of time, money, effort, and of course, your brain. Now, a lot of people will see that the bar to enter the profession is so low, okay? So you can enter, and many people will just call themselves as a coach, okay? By the way, you cannot call yourselves as a life coach if you are not certified, and there is no governing body that's certified or backing up that you have attained a certain level of learning, okay? Now, caveat, okay? ICF, not bound mounting, ICF, okay, is not, okay, on top of the coaching industry. Coaching industry, it remains to be an unregulated industry, and nobody, okay, nobody, I said nobody, no organization is regulating life coaching. You can see that. No organization is on top of coaching industry as a whole, okay? Now, what I'm doing in my practice, what I'm doing in my academy, okay, we submit ourselves, I submit my organizations to a credentialing process of the CPD, okay? So you know that even in the Philippines, okay, and this is global, okay, if you want to renew your license as a professional, you need a CPD point. So what I did is to submit the curriculum, to submit our practice, and this is a yearly evaluations that I'm having, okay, to the CPD group, which is #1 in UK, where CPD accreditation gets started. So you can check it, okay, the CPD group in UK, this is the #1 accreditation body in UK, and this is accepted globally, okay? Now, #2, contrarian thinking that I have in terms of our professions is about the fees. Now, here's the thing. Yes, we want to help. Yes, we in the service industry, and you have this thinking that because if it's helping, it's supposed to be free. Okay? So, the contrarian thinking here that would make you thrive if you are a coach is this, okay? So, how do you call it professions if you don't want to get paid or nobody is paying you for it? Okay. Yes, I get it. Some doctors do pro bono. Okay. Some professions will go on an outreach program, but a profession is a profession that needs blood in it. Okay. And the blood comes into kind of salary, kind of professional fee, kind of an exchange. Okay. So think about for a moment, okay? And you say, if it is helping, you want to help me, why would you charge me? Doctors help you, okay? Engineers help you, mechanics help you, lawyers help you, architects help us, and we pay them. So why would you not pay for a life coach? Well, we pay even for our politicians. And not all our politicians would help us, but we pay for them, right? So if you look at the profession as a real profession and you want it to function as a real profession, then the contrarian thinking there is you need to pay even if it's help. Professional help needs payment. You need to honor the service of the service provider. You go to your psychiatrist, you go to a psychologist, they get paid. You go to school, you pay your teacher. Okay, so why in the world you would be thinking that in coaching, you're not supposed to be paying the coach? And did you know that if you're a coach and you subscribe to the idea that there's no money in this profession and you're not going to get paid in this profession, then obviously that's the reason why you're not investing in your educations and you're not excited to learn new things and you're not investing in your own, okay, coaching muscles. The third contrarian thinking that you need really to be very mindful, okay, is this, okay? You look at the market and say, you focused on where the demand is high, okay? So you search the internet, you ask AI, you use search engine and say, hey, this is the industry where there's a lot of need and all. Now, here's the thing. You probably heard the thing, the money is in the niche. And you know what's the niche? The niche is the nitty gritty and the smallest of the entire market, okay? So if you can get a certain like part of the entire pie of the populations with needs, like you go there, especially where there's nobody serving, then you will thrive. Now, think about it, okay? So, you know this thing where when somebody start milk tea, everybody go milk tea. When somebody start coffee, everybody go coffee. When somebody start this kind of business, everybody do that business because you're thinking, somebody have already started it, making money, therefore I'm gonna make money. Now, here's the thing. If that's the kind of thinking you will be doing in coaching, it means that, okay, that industry, that niche, that need, okay, they're serving it and I'll go there and make money. It's going to be very difficult for you because the people who's already like in that industry, making money in that industry or in that niche have already prepared what needs to be prepared. No. So you come in and you think, I'm going to get the share of the pie. I'm going to do what she's doing. I'm going to do. And there's a lot of people who've done that. Okay. It's not going to work. Okay. So this idea of contrarian thinking is simply telling you that in coaching, okay, to achieve breakthrough, okay, in coaching for our clients to achieve breakthrough, we need to have a fresh idea. We need to have a fresh way of them accelerating in life. We need to be able to offer something that they haven't tried in their life. And that's a contrarian way of doing things. Okay? So all I'm saying, okay, if you have an idea, if you have this mindset, if you have this thinking, okay, that contrarian is bad, contrarian is opposing, contrarian is negative, all, hold it for a minute. Because in this profession, if you want to thrive, if you want to stand out, be seen, okay, you need to stand on your ground. You need, okay, to honor your passion. You need to honor your talent. You need to honor what you think, okay, will do good for you, for your profession, and for your client. And stop listening to what everybody else is saying. And maybe, okay, before you kind of, oh, that's not true. Here's the thing, okay? before you believe on someone else about coaching, the first thing you ask, is this person a coach? Not just by title, not just by certificate. Is this person a coach? It means the person is coaching, have a client, paying client, okay? And learning coaching continuously. So you cannot listen to someone about coaching who's not coaching. You understand? Like, you do not listen to someone about veterinary if that person is not a veterinarian. Did you get that? Okay. I don't care if that person is a lawyer, as long as it's not of the same profession, you cannot speak of that. In the same token, okay, if you want to learn about coaching, if you want to understand how this profession works, go to the people who is doing the profession. I've been in the industry since 2017 when they said that the market is dry. Most of the people that you see now in the industry would call themselves a coach without formal educations, and because they have experience or because of their work and their title and all of these things. Now, if you are a coaching client, you are somebody who needs coaching. Hear me on this. You've got only one life to live. You've got one brain to lose. You've got one health to compromise. Do not take risks with people who don't know what they're talking about. Call it contrarian, but I would say, if you need coaching, if you want coaching, and if you want to learn about coaching, go to the professionals, go to the people who've been in the industry for quite so long and have proven their thing. And this is Life Coach Philippines, this is Master Coach A, and this is our tribe. I invite you to join us, www.lifecoachphilippines.com. I'll see you again tomorrow for episode 85.